Gareth from Power Cameras, and today we're going to be talking about the Canon 24-105 f4L lens. Now, I've been wanting to make a video about this lens because I've been using it over the last few weeks for all kinds of different photographic and video projects that I've got going on, and I'm really impressed with the results I've been getting. So I had kind of written this lens off a little bit as one that I would use regularly, and that's because of the f4 aperture. I generally like to shoot around f2.8, something like that. Sometimes we get very excited about things like 1.8, 1.4, 1.2, but I like to shoot around about f2.8. It gives you a really nice cinematic look to things, and you get that background obviously just blurred out and it looks really great. But as photographers and videographers, sometimes we can get too obsessed with aperture, and actually being forced to use f4 has been great because I haven't really missed 2.8 at all, and I don't think I'll be going back. I mean, we'll see, that's obviously a bold statement, but we will see. f4 gives you still out of focus elements in the foreground and the background, and you can still isolate your subject in the frame, but now you've got an extra bit of sharpness there. I've just found that the photos and the videos have been coming out looking particularly sharp. Obviously the lens image quality will play into that as well, but using f4 just gives you that extra bit of sharpness. It's also much more forgiving in terms of focusing. So I've used 1.2s, 1.4s, things like that, and while you can generally get focus no problem after a couple of tries, you can have situations where the depth of field is so shallow that if the subject's face is slightly off, one eye can be in focus and the other eye's out of focus. And that's just not something that I've been getting at all, obviously, with f4 at all. So this lens, the 24-105, has really opened my eyes to using that kind of aperture for a lot of video work, a lot of photo work, and still be able to blur out the background, still be able to get those kinds of results, but now having that extra sharpness and having that slightly more forgiving depth of field. In terms of image quality, it's fantastic. Right the way through the zoom range, it's nice and sharp, the colors look good, it's just a really lovely lens to use. It's such a great all-rounder. I use it for all kinds of different photography and videography, and it's definitely gonna become part of my kind of standard kit bag. Now, part of the reason for that is the focal range. 24-105 gives you so many options for what you want to shoot. It incorporates so many different types of photography and videography. So obviously on the wider end, 24mm gives you great shots for landscape and just general wide shots like that. And then moving up, you've got different portraiture looks of 50, 85mm, and just all kinds of different things. I love to shoot video, obviously wider, like 24mm gives you nice establishing shots, but then closer in with the things like 50, 70, 85mm, you can get some really nice B-roll cinematic looking shots, which look really great. And I always like shooting at that range, but I like to be able to then pull back out to 24mm. And again, with video, f4 is giving me nice, sharp results, which I'm really happy with. Outside of that, it's got image stabilization, which I'll never turn down in a lens. Really helps shooting handheld video, and I've got to say it works particularly well with this lens. I had no real problems with any of the handheld video I was shooting, but it also helps shooting low light as well. So because it's an f4 aperture, you're not going to get the same kind of performance in low light you'd get from something like a 1.8 or 1.4, which obviously is going to work better in low light. But with image stabilization, you're able to use a slower shutter speed to kind of offset that a little bit. So it's a bit of a trade-off there, but that really does help when you're shooting lower light conditions. The autofocus works really well, as you'd expect from a Canon lens. It's really fast. I couldn't hear any noise, so there was no problem with the video, and I just had no problems with it at all. The actual mechanics of the lens feel great, so the zoom ring feels nice, it's just about the right weight. The actual manual focus ring's the same, it's not too heavy, not too loose, it feels really good. The build quality of the lens itself is really nice, it feels rugged, it feels solid, it's also not too heavy, which is really nice. So I use the 70-200 f2.8 lens, which I love. I love that lens so much, but that is weighty. And then with the 1DX Mark II and that lens on it, that's a lot of weight to be hand holding for a few hours. So this lens is great for just running and gunning and just having it as an everyday useful lens. It's really good. Overall, this is a lovely lens to use. Now, I wasn't so excited when I first got it because of that f4 aperture, but I cannot explain, I'm completely turned around on it. It feels lovely to use. The stuff I'm getting, I'm so happy with it. And it's just a really nice lens to use. It's so versatile, and it's definitely worth being in your kit. Now, if you have any questions at all, pop them down in the comments below. If you like the video, hit the like button. Make sure to subscribe if you're not already. I'll see you in the next video, and as always, thanks for watching.